Today's episode is brought to you by securethename.com. That's right. You want to make sure that you have your address, your internet address for the website and for the world to know you. Make sure you check out www.securethename.com for all of your website design needs, all of your website hosting, professional emails, online storage, anything that you need for your business to thrive online. Be sure to check those guys out at www.securethename.com. So today we have with us Sharmin Washington. Listen, I was thinking this morning of how long we knew each other, and I think it's been about probably like 15 years, maybe. I was thinking about
how long have you been married?
That's what I was just thinking. We got married 12 years ago, so a little bit before.
But then
a little bit before then we met. Sharmin, I had the honor of Sharmin being my hairstylist for my wedding day. So that was definitely a great thing. But we knew each other a couple years before then. And listen, I have seen the transition right before my eyes. And I'm not going to get all into it. She can share all of the things that she is and what she does. But it's been an amazing journey. Definitely a wife, a mother, a woman of God above all, and God is good. He's doing some great things in her life and with the people that she has around her. So anyway, I don't want to get into all of that. We just want to welcome Sharmin to our God, Goals, and Growth podcast, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So Sharmin, tell us, who is Sharmin Washington? Who are you?
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me today. This is my first podcast. So this is my first podcast I've been on.
Amazing.
Ever. Yes. So I'm so honored to be on here with you all. I had my husband reading the questions to me. and he was doing a good job too as a podcast host. Might have put that out there. So shout out to him. Yes. But thank you guys for having me on. Sharmin Washington. I am a mother, of course, like you said, I'm a mother of two beautiful children. I do have my priest, Christopher Washington. We've been married 7 years, going on 8 years. So definitely the love of my life. And I'm so glad that God sent him just for me. And I am a serial kingdom entrepreneur. That's what I call myself. Serial kingdom entrepreneur. I bring my ministry to the marketplace and I love it. I love helping people. I love pouring into people. I love just seeing the glow up, like the growth in people from when, I first meet them and just them being around and being connected. And it's not me, but it's only the God in me that's able to help others. So that's a little bit of what I do.
Absolutely. So you talked about being a kingdom entrepreneur. Like, how does that look on a daily basis? How do you utilize the gifts that God has given you to pour into others through the various things that you do? Of course, hairstyling and interior designing. How do you do that? Like, how does that look?
It looks crazy. If I could be honest, my days are never just cookie cutter, right? So God uses me in various aspects, whether it's actually training, on-site training with them, but most of the time it's just like day-to-day things, like normal things. But then I'm able to bring God into it. Like I can use for an example, a couple of weeks ago, I had one of the young ladies from the salon. She is preparing her first class. So we were meeting for me to help her plan out to have her first class, right? But then it literally turned into this ministry moment.
Yes.
To where I was telling her some things that God was showing me about her. And like, when I tell y'all, this lady cried out from the bottom, from the pit of her stomach, a release that was necessary for her in that moment. So I'm just like, God, I thank you. We came here to plan a class.
Mm-hmm.
And in the midst of this, and not only that, I told her that from the day that I met her, which was about a year ago,
mm-hmm.
well, I would say the day that she came to my salon, God had already begun to show me things about her. And I was in prayer for her since that day. And the very things that I was able to share with her that God showed me, it was what she was dealing with. So that day, he made it to where I was able to minister to her and help her release. And then I sent her home with homework to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we were able to plan her class. Yes.
Right.
But more importantly, she was able to get a release, and I was able to give her strategy on how to overcome what she was dealing with. So marketplace ministry is so important to me, because at the end of the day, you know, I always say it, you cannot be a boss in the natural and you're not a boss in the spirit. So that's why it's so important for me for people to be healed, you know, spiritually, mentally, all across the board, so that you can be effective in what it is that you do in the natural.
Listen, you gave us so much right then. I mean, that was a whole lot in what you just said. And I just want to grab this. I don't think it's possible. So a lot of entrepreneurs want to be, or aspiring entrepreneurs want to be the entrepreneur because they want to call themselves a boss, right? But for kingdompreneurs, it is very important that we understand that it's not all about us being the boss, right? It's important to know that God has given us the time freedom so that we can be available for ministry and not have to worry about our boss saying, hey, all right, Sharmin, you already talked to so-and-so for 5 minutes. Get your prayer through and let's go ahead and get your work done, right?
Yes.
But God gives us this ability to have that time freedom so that if ministry, whatever that looks like, takes an hour, 2 hours, then we have that time to do that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I think that's something that a lot of us could think about when we are talking about owning our own business. What is the end goal? Like, are you bringing those people to Christ? Are you sharing the word when they're in your chair or when you're in their home? Are you praying over their home, their families? Like, how does that look? So I think that's real good. That's real good right there. Listen, I know we don't have much time, but we want to get into more of who Sharmin is and how do you do the things that you do. So tell us, if our listeners were to find you out in these IG streets and Instagram, what are some things that they would find you doing? What are some of your hobbies? What do you enjoy?
So definitely, if you check out my IG, you will probably see me definitely cooking. I love cooking. I kind of started this new hashtag, cooking with Shar. I love cooking for family and friends. I do it often. I'm that go-to person. Like, if they want anything, I like going to restaurants and then I'll find a dish and then come home and try to recreate it. So I do that. I love working out now. I used to not. I work it out, but I enjoy it now. Every morning I'm up working out. You will see me definitely taking my health and wellness products. I'm just all about being that overall kingdompreneur, and we have to maintain our health because we have busy lifestyles. So I would be doing that probably with my kids, doing ministry, going to church. That's really what you're going to see. I'm pretty simple. You'll probably see me designing some homes, office spaces, things like that. So I just like to show people kind of overall what I do on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So do you think that you are, this is a question that I usually ask my coaching clients, how do they see their ideal day? Like if it was anything that they wanted to do in 24 hours, how do you want your ideal day to look? Do you think you're living in your ideal day? Are you doing everything that you ever imagined?
I would say I'm not living in my ideal day. Mm-hmm. I'm getting there and I'm working towards there. But I think if we could be honest, if you say you are living in your ideal day, then baby, you know, I need to get on your level. Right. My ideal day would be booked with design clients every day. You know, I'm looking at people, they got 21 houses to stage. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, shoot, I'm over here struggling to get one. So, but you know, I'm great. The thing about it is, this is back to being a kingdom entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. When you can get to a place where you are grateful for where you are now. Absolutely. And God was dealing with me on this week about mastering where we are now. Because some of the things that we desire, we're not even ready for yet.
That's good. So
God's been dealing with me, girl, continue to get your stuff together because it's coming, but you have to be in a place where you're ready for that. Sometimes we're asking for the overflow and we can't even handle the couple of clients. Listen, these couple of clients I got is stressing me out right now. If I can be honest.
Yes.
So I'm looking over there with this lady that got 21 staging clients. She's probably in a place where she can handle that now. Absolutely. God knows what we need and what we can handle. Mm-hmm. I can't handle 21 clients right now. Not right now. So no, I'm not living in my ideal day, but I'm content, not complacent. I'm content in where God has me at this moment.
I love it. That is amazing. And that is so true. Like, are we really prepared for the overflow? Come on, listen. we ask and pray for all these things, but we don't have it all lined up just quite yet. So he's given us this ground to get our feet wet and do the thing so that we may be prepared. I love it. I love it. So let's ask, if you could have a billboard with anything on it, what would it be and why? I know that's a random question, but if you could have a billboard, what would it be about?
Very random. If I could have a billboard, one thing, I would not have my face on the billboard. I do not. If I could stay behind the scenes forever, I would. That's a little known, might be an unknown fact about me. I really don't like being the face of anything. Like I could be content with just being, you know, behind the scenes forever. Yeah. So right now, if I would say maybe I would probably do a billboard with my design company, because that is my baby right now. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get off the ground. Even the more. So that's my baby. I'm building that brand currently. So I would probably do something with that. Okay. I would say something for my design company.
I love it. So our listeners are excited to hear all of the things about your design company. We'll get to that in just a second. But let's ask, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Where do I see myself 5 years from now? Typically, I'm going to be honest, I don't really think that far ahead. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but you know, I do try to first take it day by day, then week by week, month by month, things like that. Because one thing that I've realized is we can have our plan, but God can have a totally different plan for us.
Switch that
thing. And most of the time, that is how it is. Like, am I preaching to anybody? Yes, like, you will have this 5-year plan. I'm gonna be married by then. I'm gonna have these, you know, amount of kids by then. I'm gonna have this business. And what I have learned is that it always seems to change, you know, because the route we want to go might not be the route that God has for us. And one thing I love about him is that his plan is always better than our plan. Mm-hmm. But yes. I don't know if I could say what my plan is. My plan is just to be, financially secure, definitely debt free, just living my best life in a place where I'm able to, if I want to go to Jamaica on Friday, right, I can book it today and I can fly out. Why? Because I'm laying the groundwork now. I'm laying the foundation now. I always say I work hard now so that I can play later. Mm-hmm. If I don't go on a trip right now, it's cool. You got to know which season you are in. You got to know when you're in the season of, just getting your business off the ground, and you got to put that work in, or you got to know when you're in a season where you can do things like that. Absolutely. So, being financially secure, debt free, and whatever else God has planned for me. There's some other ideas that he's been downloading to me, so hopefully that will take off the ground as well.
Oh, I can't even wait. I think you shared before. I think we were on a session together, or maybe we were just in conversation. You talked about whenever God gives something to you and you're ready to do it, it's like in a 30-day time frame. You give yourself, is it 30 days?
Yes. Well, so far, like with my storefront, I always open up in 30 days. That's what I give myself. And so far it's worked. Wow. And this last project I did, the last storefront that I opened was the great Salon Suites, Summerville location. And like a week before, it looked like the contractor wasn't going to be done. So I started like panicking because you about to mess up my 30-day streak at this point. Right. So my husband came in and saved the day. Like he got in there and started laying floors, started painting, and it was done in 30 days. So like I said before, thank God for him. He has saved the day many days, and he makes sure that whatever dream, whatever vision I have, that he pushes me, he helps me, and he doesn't look at me crazy when I tell him this. Right. Like he never looks at me crazy, never tells me no, nothing. He might tell me no for some other stuff. Right. Not when it comes to the visions, because he knows, first of all, he knows that God has given me the vision. He knows this is not something that Sharmin is coming up with, so how can you say no to that, Right. So
that's real good. Listen, I feel like we need a whole nother podcast talking about the supportive husbands. I mean, listen.
People don't talk about them enough.
They don't talk about it, and they don't understand, like, a lot of our dreams wouldn't come to fruition if we didn't have a positive praying husband that's right there behind us, putting in as much work as we do. And they don't care if we get all of the fame or the name or whatever. Listen, we're their jewels. So I love that. Yes. That's awesome. That is awesome. We love Chris now. He's something else. That's good.
Listen, we're always talking about Frankie too. I was on his live this morning, child. I had to get on there real quick.
Yeah, he is something else. That is awesome. So we're gonna start closing it out. But our last question, this is our signature question that we ask all of our guests. But what does growth mean to you? What does growth mean to you? And how would you share that with our audience?
Growth to me is just not being the same person that you were, whether it was a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. As long as you have progression in any area, like I talked about working out, I should not be, I'm stronger than I was 8 weeks ago when I started my workout program. I'm stronger, I'm able to do more. So I have growth in that area. What else? Spiritually, I'm not the same person I was, honestly, even last week.
That's it.
Spiritually.
That's it.
Because God has dealt with me in areas, and I'm always self-evaluating. daily, weekly, what areas that I can grow in. And like I said, y'all know I'm always gonna say this, your spiritual growth should be the most place you're growing in.
Absolutely.
Why? Because everything has to happen in the spiritual realm before it happens in the natural realm. Mm-hmm. So if I'm growing spiritually and I'm hearing God more than I was last week, there's some wisdom that I can only gain by being in the secret place, by seeking God. Because he says, seek ye first and everything else will be added unto you. So what am I saying? Don't measure your growth to anybody else. Just as long as you're progressing, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. I'm not in the same place. I handle situations differently now. At being an entrepreneur, the things that we go through should only be lessons that we learn from, right? I don't even call them mistakes no more. They're lessons that we should learn from. So throughout my years, I've been able to grow. Yes, things when people left or, employees left or whatever happened. Yes, it hurt. Mm-hmm. Yes, I was sad. Yes, I may have been down. Yes, I might have felt some type of way, but it has helped me be stronger now. Dealing with different people, it has helped me to, just know how to maneuver through the different things. You got to be strong to be an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
You have to be strong. You got to know how to deal with people, different personalities, all of these things. So the way that I handled people 5 years ago in business, is definitely not the way that I handle. And I thank God for every situation that I went through. Like I said, it don't feel good at the moment. It don't. But I've grown so much. So like I said, as long as you're progressing, always self-evaluating, then just don't compare your growth to anyone else.
That's it. That's really good. As we grow and as we learn, we become better people on the inside, like you said, spiritually, so that we can show up and be that great leader, that great influencer on the outside, so that they can see the God in us and we can bring them to the kingdom. I mean, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Sharmin, for sharing. It's been an amazing conversation. Definitely not enough time. I mean,
I know. I wish it was longer.
We can go on for hours. And
yes, we can.
I will just definitely keep downloading. But we want to share again, how can our listeners stay connected? And if you have any last minute words of wisdom that you would like to share, definitely do that.
Okay, so you all can stay connected to me by my Instagram, my Facebook. My Instagram is Forever Hair Shar, FOREVER HAIRSHAR. And by that, you will be able to access all of my other ventures. I do have a link tree on there and things like that. So if you follow my personal page, you will be able to see everything else. And on Facebook, I'm just Sharmin Washington. So you can find me like that. Last words of wisdom. I do want to tell you ladies, continue to do what God has called you to do. Specifically Charlene and Tyler Tyler. Y'all are doing an amazing job. So just continue to do what God has called you to do. We need this. People need you. People need what you have to offer. Don't ever let the enemy trick you out of your spot. Don't let him trick you out of your spot. You were made for this. You were called to. I'm really just edifying y'all now. You were made for this. You're called to this. And do not let the enemy trick you out of your spot. These women need this, and what you're doing is amazing. And as long as God is getting the glory, that's all that matters. So once again, thank you for having me on. To the listeners, y'all just keep on following the Goal Slayers Tribe. I'm excited about the conference coming up.
Yes.
I'm super excited about that. If you don't have your tickets, get your tickets because it's going to be amazing. You have an amazing panel. So I'm excited about being a part.
Yes,
I'm honored.
Excited. We are excited. Thank you. So we know this is a timeless podcast. It's probably going to be out in the year 2036, and they'll be like, "What kind of conference they talking about?" But this is 2021, y'all, and we are having our Goggles and Growth Conference, and Sharmin is definitely one of our dynamic speakers that we have. Y'all think y'all got something on the podcast? Listen, we are white sheet ready. We know that we're gonna have to pull out the white sheets. All of
sheets ready. White sheets will be ready.
Steamed and pressed.
Tissues, everything.
Because we already went to church just now, so all we need to do is pass the offering plate.
That's it. I mean, this was great nuggets. Ladies, thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you, Sharmin, again for sharing all of the gems today. And we're excited to see you soon. But anyway, we would like to thank you all for listening today. We will see you soon. And we love y'all. Remember to take it up a notch.